Hey gang, DVD collector back for another day in the life of me. What happened today? Really nothing happened today. It was a very uneventful day. Went to work with my best friend actually works with me. So we drive together. On the way home we stopped at GameStop for no apparent reason and didn't buy a damn thing. Went to a dollar store to buy, I don't even remember what we were there for. And I got myself some Lifeblood. It's a must-have. It's true, I'm diabetic, but it's my weekly Pepsi. Keeps me in good spirits. Something to look forward to. So I came home. My son's in the pool begging me to get in the pool. The older you get, the colder the water is. And, yeah, he's pretty crazy to get in that water right there. So, I thought today we'd talk about comic books. My history with comic books history in general. I started collecting comic books when I was about 5 years old. So, that's almost... Damn. That's almost 40 years. Fuck, that's depressing. But anyway, I've collected a variety of comics over the years. I've always came back to the Hulk and Spider-Man. They are top-tier superheroes for me. One, because of the inner rage of the Hulk and how it appealed to me, and I found it like, well, maybe this is something about my life that I can associate with. And Spider-Man, of course, great stories, always did associate with the common man. He had real life problems. So both characters had a specific meaning to me. Nowadays, they're all horseshit. They're unreadable crap, in my opinion. But I still pick up the Star Wars titles, so technically I'm still a collector. I still read a lot of the stuff on the shelf, I just am not impressed. Every once in a while, I like a storyline, but not really impressed. So today we're going to go over, comic books in my history. That's pretty much my history. Oh, and if you don't know who this is, I absolutely love Captain Carrot and His Amazing Zoo Crew. First comic I ever collected. Check it out. Comic books. I wrote some notes, so if you see me looking down, I'm not looking at the fucking steering wheel, okay? I have notes. Golden Age of Comics, considered started with Action Comics #1, first appearance of Superman. If my comic nerd knowledge is correct, it was only about a 13-page story in this book, so it wasn't the only story. It was kind of just a flashpoint to see, does this work? Now, as I read this list, I know some of the stuff you're doing to disagree with. This is to my own knowledge. Okay? If I'm wrong, say something in the comments below. I will then proceed to laugh at you or whatever, because I've already said not everybody's going to agree with this, but this is true to my knowledge. So 1939, Superman is created by two guys from Cleveland, Ohio. Originally, Cleveland, Ohio. They are Joel Shuster and Schumacher. Siegel and Schuster. I think that's right. I should really fucking know that, because I have Superman personally license plates that goes to their family's fund. DC totally screwed these guys over and bought Superman for roughly $800, and now it's a multi-billion-dollar name. So, but whatever. So the Golden Age starts with Superman. During the Golden Age, we also get, and the Golden Age is roughly 30s, 40s, 50s, right in that area. We also get Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, the original Green Lantern, Alan Scott, Flash, which is Jay Garrick, and Aquaman, which is a personal favorite of mine. So we get all those in the Golden Age. We get them all. You know, they got great stories. They've got great fan bases. Everybody loves a certain character. I have read very few Golden Age comics. I have read some Green Lantern. I've read Aquaman. You know, that's about it. Superman. I've read reprint issues and things like that. So there it is. Well, during the Golden Age, Marvel was around too. Now, granted, this is around World War II time, so Marvel fought a lot of Nazis. They fought their fair share too. But Marvel gives it this at this time, the Human Torch, the Submariner, Prince Namor, and Captain America, which we find again in the Silver Age. But the Human Torch is not the one you're thinking of from the Fantastic Four. This is a Human Torch from the Golden Age. It's hard to explain about it. He is resistant to fire, I believe, can set himself on fire and go around. I'm not real 100% sure on that one. I was never a fan. So we skip forward to roughly the 60s, late 50s, early 60s. DC gives us Showcase number 4. This is considered the beginning of the Silver Age. Some people also argue that Detective Comics 225, first appearance of Martian Manhunter, is also the start of the Silver Age. I've always went with the Flash. That's always what I've heard. So that's what we'll go ahead and go with there. They didn't come out as strong as Marvel in the Silver Age. Marvel took over the Silver Age. Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Jack Kirby destroyed the Silver Age. I mean, they came plowing through, and DC was so irrelevant it wasn't even funny. The Silver Age of Marvel Comics brings us the debut of Spider-Man, the Hulk, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Daredevil, Captain America resurfaces in the Avengers number 4, and the Avengers, and many more that I have overlooked and not put in there. But those right there are enough to say, hey, DC. And that's basically what they did. DC had their own, Green Lantern, the new Green Lantern was there, Hal Jordan, which spiked the interest. Barry Allen showed up as the Flash, which was in Showcase number 4. His first appearance. We have, lots and lots of good stuff coming from DC. We have the Justice League of America comes out. Interesting story about the Justice League is so many of the first few issues you won't see Superman, Batman on there. Even though they're in the team, they wanted to sell books to see if they would sell books without the two powerhouses. So a little bit of nerd knowledge there. The Bronze Age and the Modern Age, they gave us very few key moments as far as superheroes go. I mean, sure, we have like the first appearance of Venom. We have, here and there misses, we got some X-Men characters, some, characters that have come out that nobody really remembers or anything like that. So the biggest book to come out in the Modern Age or Bronze Age is Hulk 181. I happen to own Hulk 80 and 181. Hulk 180 and 181. And it's the first appearance of Wolverine. Big book. Not a whole lot of money in it, but a big collector book. Collectors want this all the time. So that's what we get. It is in the Incredible Hulk. He fights Wolverine and the Wendigo in 181. So there's you a history lesson about the comic books. Now, there have been numerous cartoons spread throughout the time periods, clear back to the 40s and stuff, to now. You know, there's current iconic heroes in comic book form. My favorite, the Batman the Animated Series is probably one that will never be topped. It's gritty. It's amazing. Everything about that is probably my favorite Batman thing. Favorite Batmobile, favorite Commissioner Gordon, favorite, Robin, favorite Alfred, all that stuff stems from the animated series. It's just such a wonderful cartoon. But I also like going back and watching the adventures of, like, Aquaman. I've got Plastic Man. I got all these old cartoons. I own a complete series of Super Friends. So all that stuff means something to me. I have been a superhero fan since I was about 5. That's how my parents got me to actually start reading, was with comic books. So I think I'll stop it there. We've talked enough about comics, my history, and a little bit about history about comics that maybe some of you didn't know before. So that's it. So until tomorrow or the next day, whatever, I'll see you later.